Hey guys, what's up? It's Monklezunky. So I am back to Torchlight 2, and a few changes have been made. Of course, I have not been playing a whole lot of Torchlight 2 lately. I only actually played like the first... I kind of do recording in sessions where I'll record like a whole bunch at once, and then I won't play again for a while. And I don't know, that's just kind of the way I am. With video games, I like to, take them in small quantities. But my pet returned from town, carrying a bunch of gold. Alright, I'll take it. I'm not too upset about that, but... basically, something has changed with the way that I have been playing, and the thing that's changed is like my mouse that I was using before, and actually the mouse that I've been using for, I believe 7 years. Believe it or not, I've used the same mouse for 7 years. Haven't changed it. It probably needed to happen a long time ago, but I did eventually change out my mouse. It just broke. I'm surprised it lasted so long for 7 years to begin with, but it was kind of like a gateway mouse. It just came with a pre-built gateway computer, and I used it for a long time. Loved the mouse. It just fit my hand perfectly. It was like the perfect scroll speed, and I finally had to retire it because what happened is it broke. Kind of every time I tried to click, it double-clicked, and I tried to fix it. Couldn't figure out what the problem is or what was causing it exactly. So I had to say, I gotta get a new mouse. So I got like a Logitech wireless mouse, and it's got like buttons on the sides, and it's all fancy, and it's alright, but it's not my old mouse, and I miss my old mouse. But we're going to have to make do with this mouse. So the main reason I'm saying all this is just you're going to have to apologize if I play really horribly. It's because I just got this new mouse like a couple hours ago, and I'm trying to get used to it. And also, one thing that I noticed is in previous videos, there's quite a bit of like loud clicking in the background. There's not a whole lot I can do about that. We're just going to have to deal with that the way it is, and I apologize, but yeah, there's really nothing I can do about the clicking in the background. It's there to stay, because just the way that I record, it's going to pick up my mouse clicks in the background as well as my voice, and I can't do one or the other. Like, I can't just record my voice. Oh my goodness. I'm like trapped in here with all these enemies around. Maybe I should actually focus on the gameplay, but... yeah, one thing I just noticed my mouse clicking pretty loud in the background in the first 3 episodes of Torchlight 2. So overall, I'm hoping that you guys don't find that too annoying, and maybe you can live with it. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, but there are some people who just stuff bothers them. Like, for example, one thing that I've noticed is there's kind of like a background hum on a lot of my videos that I make, and the reason for that is I moved house recently, and so from now on, oh, a whole bunch of stuff came out of that urn. Alright, I'll take it. But from now on, every single time I try to record, just with this new desk, I guess, it like picks up a lot of background sound because I'm using a Blue Yeti, and it's pretty sensitive, so everything that's in the background, it really picks it all up. So like when I put it on the desk, it like picks up the humming from my computer or something, and it creates for this kind of annoying background sound. It's not that loud, like it doesn't bother me when I listen to myself talking, like it doesn't bother me at all. But a lot of the people were saying it's really, really frustrating for them personally. So I don't know, hopefully that's not too big of a deal. There's just like randomly a ton of gold around sitting on the ground. Okay, I'll take it. But so far the only way that I've discovered to actually fight against, it's not really a battle or anything, but the only way to prevent the background humming sound that I've found so far that's effective at all is actually holding my mic. And I can do that like when I record really short clips, but when I'm like playing Torchlight 2 and I do, an hour, 2 hours of recording in one setting, I can't really hold my mic off the ground. So what I might have to do is I might have to invest in some sort of like mic stand. I think they call it a boom stand or something, but I don't know the exact name for it. I know what it looks like, I just can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But kind of, you can get little things that hold your mic up for you and keep it off the table, and that's pretty much what I'm going to have to do eventually for recording longer videos where my voice sounds better. But I already just bought a kind of expensive mouse today, and I'm not really looking forward to making the next major purchase, but I'll eventually invest in one of those. And yeah, hopefully that should make my sound a lot better. The thing is, like when I record full screen video games like this one, for example, I don't do this with Isaac. With Isaac I record with Camtasia, but when I record Torchlight or I don't know, some game like that, a game like Skyrim or something, I'm not planning on doing Skyrim, but if I was to do a game like that, I actually record the sound in Audacity. I can't do that as easily with Isaac because I record it in Camtasia, but like games like this, I record them in Fraps, and it's a lot easier to record in Audacity my voice, and it filters out a lot of the background sound. So Audacity just sounds so nice. Level up, level 10 increased, awesome. And I get Champ Battler, I guess, for my level up there. But yeah, like when you record sound in Audacity, it sounds so much better. Finally, we get that next Icy Blast upgrade. And I think we can get the next, next Wand Chaos upgrade is at level 11, so I can't quite get that one yet. Let's look if there's anything good here. When I freeze an enemy, when I kill an enemy, I have a chance to freeze an additional 4 enemies within a radius. That sounds pretty useful. And this one is something to do with burning, and I haven't really been using burning, so I'll upgrade Frozen Fate a couple times, and that'll just, I guess, freeze enemies that are around me and give me, you know, a better chance of killing enemies without them damaging me, I suppose. So yeah, I'm sorry I kind of rambled on so long at the start of the game without really talking about the gameplay, although I've already been to this dungeon before in this Let's Play, and obviously I failed because I was too low level at the time. I should be fine now because this is like a level 10 dungeon, and I'm now level 10, so hopefully that means that it's going to work out. But one thing, like, I've never really been the most technological person, you know. I've kind of like always made do with I mean, a big reason for that is lack of funds to actually buy nice equipment, but I know a lot of YouTubers like put a lot of time and care into making sure their videos look and sound really nice, and I've never been someone that's super stressed about that, and maybe that's been a bad thing, but at the same time, like, there's just been a lack of funds as well to actually have that happen, because unfortunately, like with technology, to make yourself sound and look good, at least on videos, I'm not talking about like personally make yourself sound and look good, it really does cost a lot of money to make sure you get a good setup going. And maybe I'll reach that point one day. For the moment though, I'm, you know, running on kind of a budget computer and a very extremely budget gaming setup, so a nice, you know, computer that I'll actually build that I will actually build myself will be in the cards for the future, but we'll see how that works out. Anyway, so I believe this is actually a storyline quest that I'm headed on at the moment because I don't have any other active quests, and I know there is a main overarching story plot in this game, so this has to be the storyline quest, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. But there's a lot of enemies here. I'm going to use my health scroll to heal up. And yeah, like I always like try to avoid storyline missions as long as possible, but I do know there is one mission that I'm missing, one side mission that I'm missing. I haven't been able to find it. I have no idea how to get to this side mission, and I'm just like tearing through these guys with my new upgraded lightning attack, or sorry, my new upgraded ice attack. It really does a ton of damage, and since I'm the Ember Mage, I have the ability where I increased a rank in fame. That's pretty cool. But since I am the Ember Mage, I have the ability, like, when my little bar down here fills up. I know I've touched on this a little bit in the past, but when my bar down here fills up to full, it gives me unlimited mana for, like, 20-30 seconds, something like that. So that's really, really helpful, especially when I've upgraded my ice attack so much. I can do a ton of damage with this. And apparently, you know, now when I kill enemies, there's a chance that enemies around them will be frozen. So that just adds more to, you know, me being a glass cannon. And it's hard because, like, when I get those champion enemies up close and personal to me, they're, for the most part, they're really easy to dodge. The champion and elite enemies, you know, they have different... Oh, get away from that bomb. But for the most part, they are fairly easy to dodge. But, you know, if they do get a hit on you, they can do a fair amount of damage, especially because, like, I didn't even upgrade my vitality at all until recently. I was planning on, like, just going completely, you know, upgrading my magic damage and doing nothing else, really, to my character. But it turns out that you really do have to upgrade your vitality in this game, because I was getting wrecked so hard when I was... I think you start out with, like, level 5 vitality. When I was at that, just, like, sitting on level 5 vitality, unwilling to upgrade it because it, you know, I wanted to just go completely damage, you just get completely torn. So I did have to upgrade it. Who are you? Boris the Scout. Boris the Stout. Okay. So, I guess you can enchant items or something for a cost, probably, but, you know, I'll pass on that. I think I'm doing okay the way I am right now. Unfortunately, I hope I'm going the right direction. There's no real mini-map arrows or anything leading me on. That's completely fine. I mean, I have been in this dungeon before. I have played this game before, so maybe I'll eventually be able to just, like, go off of muscle memory or something. I noticed that, like, now my ice attack are opening urns too. I'm pretty sure it wasn't doing that earlier, like, when I was low level ice. Look at just how much destruction is being caused here. It's absolutely awesome. But I don't think it was doing that when I was a lower level. I could be wrong, but maybe, like, I upgraded the ability to destroy urns with an ice attack, and although that might not seem like a big deal, it's kind of handy. I can just, oh, another bomb in an urn. Gotta watch out for those, man. And looks like, yeah, we're going down to fight General Grell. So this actually is a 3-floor dungeon. This is the first 3-floor dungeon that we've kind of come across. I know there are bigger dungeons later on in the game and such, but it's pretty rare to, you know, you don't see these early on in the game as much. And this is going to be our first, I believe, our first major boss fight. Although in the last episode we did fight a pretty big boss as well, and we unlocked achievement for beating him. So maybe this is more like our second major boss fight. I want to get away from him. So General Grell looks like he summons a ton of minions, so I want to dose up on my mana potion here. Make sure I can just spam this ice attack, because the ice attack is fairly expensive mana-wise. I'll try to cast that at him. Oh, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. Get out. Get out. Get out. Oh, my character was like focusing on killing minions and stuff. Don't do that, man, when you have a giant Minotaur headed towards your face. It's not really a good idea. Okay, I'm going to dose up on the healing scroll again. Just kind of like try to kite my way around. I don't want to get hit too much by stuff. But the problem is, like, I both control my character's movement and shoot with the exact same device, being my mouse. So it can be a little bit tricky. Let's pop another mana potion here. Just make sure I have plenty of ice attacks. So, I mean, this fight should take a while, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. If things do get hairy at all, I mean, this guy looks like he's pretty simple to deal with. You just run around in circles and shoot him. When he comes after you, oh, that looked like it would have been extremely painful, but that only took away like a tenth of my health bar or something. But, I mean, if things get really hairy, I do have 31 health potions, so I should be completely fine. One thing I noticed is I also have a lot of mana. Oh, that one hurt a bit more than the previous one did. Let's try to use my scroll thing, ice scroll, which also uses up a ton of mana as well. I just realized a little while ago that using the scrolls actually use up mana, so they're not as good as I thought they were. You know, when I first picked them up, I was like, hey, you can just use like unlimited attacks without using mana at all. Well, I mean, they take a little while to recharge, but I was like, hey, that's really cool. But turns out to not quite be as cool as I initially thought. So I'm just like completely chill, even though I'm in like my first major boss fight of the game. So maybe I should be a little bit more uptight and excited. I don't really know. I'm not sure how to react to situations like this. It's not something that I face very often in my life outside of gaming. So haven't had a lot of experience with it, but that one hurts. That one definitely was not comfortable. I don't know exactly what damaged me so much. It's like all these possessed ones, they all fired at me at once, or maybe this General Grell guy used an attack that I wasn't noticing earlier. And anyway, I gotta watch out for that one, like when there's little beams of lightning going all over the place. That one's one that you definitely have to watch out for. But overall, one other thing that I wanted to ask is if you guys could just like let me know exactly how the volume is doing, since, you know, if you've been following me for a while, you've known in the past I have had a multitude of struggles when it comes to trying to adjust game volume and my personal voice volume, so that one isn't drowning out the other. Like, it's good not to have your voice volume too loud, because if you boost your voice volume too much, it really pops and crackles a lot. Snap, crackle, and pops even, kind of just like a Rice Krispie treat. But, you know, overall, it really does not sound good if you boost your mic volume too much. So the struggle really becomes like turning down the game volume to a certain point where it really gets to, you know, it doesn't drown out your voice, but it also adds to the experience. But it's not so quiet that it does hardly anything. And look at that ice attack. Oh my goodness, just completely face raping everything. It's quite incredible. I'm going to pop up another mana potion here. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. I still haven't used a health potion yet. I don't... actually, yeah, I used one. I lied. I used one health potion when he kind of used that, like, chain lightning-ish looking attack. But other than that, I've just been kind of living off of this scroll here. And it's done the trick. Just completely, you know, using up these mana potions a lot of the time. So maybe I might have to actually go back into town and buy, you know, invest in some mana potions. It might be a good investment for the future. I don't know. But I might have to do that pretty soon. Alright, health scroll recharged. General Grell, you are making life difficult for me. This fight is just taking a long time. I mean, he's pretty close to death now, so it shouldn't be too much longer. But like, most of his minions are down at the moment, so maybe this is the time where it'd probably be best to like really try to get some damage in. I'll try to do that. maybe his melee attack is... Yeah, his melee attack looks like it's not too devastating because I didn't take a lot of damage there, even though I let him wail on me for a little bit. Alright, let's do that. Fortunately, missed all of his followers, which is not what I wanted. And I just completely took them all out in a bloody mess back there, so... Okay, don't die. I do not want to get this far into the fight and then just waste all of my progress. Almost died, got pretty much red barred there. When Grell fell. Okay, got a little achievement there, that's pretty nice. And ended up defeating General Grell. That wasn't too difficult. I mean, it was time consuming. I got, you know, red barred one time, or possibly 2 times even, but